let's talk about the debate round. Track this sheet. Shanika. Everybody track this? Everybody got it? All right. So we're going to talk about a Lincoln-Douglas debate round. This is the type of debate we're going to be doing. A Lincoln-Douglas debate round consists of 5 speeches and 2 cross-examinations. 5 speeches and 2 cross-examinations. So everybody fill in those blanks. 5 speeches and 2 cross-examinations. The affirmative team is going to give 3 speeches. The negative team is going to give 2 speeches. There's nothing that you have to write down for that. Negative 2 speeches, affirmative 3 speeches. The first speech, so then we have format of a debate round. Format of a debate round, so the second big thing, and then we start going into all the bullet points. The first thing is the affirmative constructive, which is 6 minutes. The affirmative constructive, or the AC, is 6 minutes. This is the speech where you're going to say, here's why I support this resolution. The affirmative constructive. Then there's cross-examination of the affirmative by the negative. In the cross-examination, the negative team, or the negative individual, will ask the affirmative questions. They have 3 minutes to ask questions. 3 minutes to ask those questions. So in those 3 minutes, they're going to ask questions and say, well, why do you think that this is true? And they're going to try to poke holes in the arguments and the statements that were made in the first constructive speech. Then you have the negative constructive, that is 7 minutes. 7 minutes for the negative constructive, or the NC. And then you have cross-examination of the negative by the affirmative. So it's the other way around. In the negative constructive, the negative will say the opposite of this resolution. They will say why we should not affirm this resolution, why this is a bad resolution. They will say that we should treat the abuse of illegal drugs as criminal justice, not public health. Or they will say that we should treat it equally as public health and criminal justice. Those are the ways that the negative is going to get up in their speech. And then the affirmative is going to cross-examine the negative and say, well, why do you think that, and try to poke holes. Those are the first set of speeches. Those are the constructive speeches, the initial speeches in the debate round. After the constructive speeches, we move into the second half of the round called the rebuttals. The first affirmative rebuttal, or the 1AR, is a 4-minute speech. 4-minute speech. This is the speech where the affirmative is going to get up and respond to the arguments made by the negative. Trinika.
Hello, like number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, never mind.
We good?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, in the first affirmative rebuttal, the affirmative is going to try to say, here are the reasons what the negative said is not true. So the round looks kind of like this. You have the affirmative constructive, then the negative constructive. After you have those 2 speeches, then you've got the rebuttals. And in the rebuttals, you're trying to say why one of these positions is the one that ought to win the round. So then you have the 1AR, the first affirmative rebuttal, the negative rebuttal, and the 2AR, the second affirmative rebuttal. So we said this speech is 6 minutes, this is 7 minutes, this is 4 minutes, then we have the negative rebuttal, which is 6 minutes, and then we have the second affirmative rebuttal, which is 3 minutes. And in between here, we have cross-examination of 3 minutes and cross-examination of 3 minutes. That's how the round looks. So there's this long in the debate round. The only other thing that each team has is 4 minutes, and this isn't on your sheet. There are 4 minutes of preparation time. So over the course of the round, each individual will have 4 minutes before they get up to speak. They have to divide that however they want to divide it. Usually you're going to use 2 minutes before each speech, or maybe 3 minutes before one and 2 minutes before the other. It's up to you. You're going to decide how you want to divide the time. So, the first half, we have constructives. Now you move down to track the middle of the sheet, constructives, constructing the case. This is where you're building your case. It's kind of like building a house. So you see the boxes where you have the AC, this is where you present the case to uphold the resolution, and then a cross-examination, and then the NC, which is presenting the case to reject the resolution and refute the affirmative case. So that's what's going on in these speeches. You're trying to build a house. And then the rebuttal is wrapping up the case or trying to sell the house. So it's think of it that way. When you're in the round, you're thinking, I'm trying to tell you the story, and then I'm trying to get you to buy what I've said. So think of the round as kind of two halves.